Well, the housing market in Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and frankly most parts of the country, being as crazy as it is, a lot of people that hadn't thought about it previously are now thinking about buying a new construction home. There are some great reasons to do that, and in this video we're going to talk about the pros and cons of buying new construction in the Greensboro and the Triad versus buying an existing home. This is going to be a little bit more local, so stick around and see. What's going on, everyone? Nicholas Newcomer here, and your favorite North Carolina realtor of all time, helping people just like you buy, sell, and invest in the great state of North Carolina. If you enjoy the content I put out, do your thing below and hit the subscribe button and click the bell to be notified when I put out another video. I greatly appreciate it. Now let's dig in. So the supply chain issues that we've had over the last 2 years are not all the way fixed by any means. They have gotten a little better. Just know that the new construction days of going in and I'm going to buy this house on this lot with these finishes, in this case, it's not quite working out that way yet, again. Alright, so the first pro of buying a new construction house in Greensboro, the Triad, versus an existing one is that it's new. There's something special about having a brand new house. You know that you've heard of the new car smell. Well, the new house smell is probably even better. I've personally never had a brand new house before. I've helped lots of clients buy them, and I can tell you, just there's a different sense of pride and satisfaction when you walk into a brand new home. The first kind of buying a new construction house versus an existing house, construction home is the contracts used are not always state forms. And what does that mean to you, and what does it mean in North Carolina? When you're looking at an existing home and decide to purchase one, we have a North Carolina state real estate form. It's got certain protections built in there for the buyers and sellers as well. However, there are things in there that can really protect the buyer. Now, builders, on the other hand, not all of them, most of them, as a matter of fact, don't use the state form. They have their own version of these contracts. And what those can do is they protect the builder. They're going to have those things written in there that protects them. That in some cases allow them to increase the price if demand goes way high, or if the cost of the materials go up, they can increase the price. There's escalation clauses in there. There's lots of builder protections for the builder and far fewer for the buyer. This is one of the reasons why it's super important that you have your own representation, even if you're buying a brand new construction home. But the people that work in those builder centers and the ones at the model homes are nice as they are. They work for the builder. They work for the seller. It is best you know they're representing the builder first. Of course, they can sell you a house, but you really should, even if you're looking at a new construction, have your own separate representation. Somebody that has a fiduciary responsibility to you and only you. They can point out these things on the contract that so you can be made aware of. You know, a lot of times it's not a big deal, but man, especially in the last couple of years, I've seen some crazy things going on with these where prices all of a sudden get jacked up. For this level of trim was dropped to that. And if you don't know about that going into it, have a discussion with your agent, or we can talk and maybe work through some of those things, and it can really take you by surprise. I don't want that to happen to you. So again, these contracts really can protect the builder. Alright, the next pro about buying new construction in the Greensboro Triad area is you get brand new modern floor plans and construction. This is important, especially in the Triad, where we have a lot of historic homes. I mean, some of them dating back all the way to the 1800s and all the way up to brand new construction right now. There's a lot of varying different kinds of constructions, and some are inherently going to be more work, cost more to maintain, a little bit different, you know, quality of craftsmanship and things like that went into them also. When you're buying a new construction house, you have the most up-to-date construction methods, the highest safety standards. There's the most modern floor plans that are very appealing in today's time. The next counterpart to buying a new construction home in Greensboro is some of the neighborhoods can have that cookie cutter feel. That's what people tend to describe it as. Like the Truman Show, those rows and rows of houses on there where they all look very similar, and you know the houses are set back just the same. You're going to get those tract builder neighborhoods where it just all kind of looks the same. Now there are some neighborhoods that aren't going to feel like that. We're going to use a lot of variety of different styles, or if you're going custom or semi-custom, obviously you're going to see a lot more variation. But you should know some of those traditional kinds of tract home builders, they're going to get in with small lots and houses are really close together, and it could just kind of give that neighborhood that is described often as the cookie cutter feel. So the next pro about buying new construction in the Triad area is you get to pick out all the finishes you get, all your colors. You get to pick the cabinets, the countertops, the hardware, the light fixtures. The more I'm saying that, is that really a pro? Leave me a comment below and let me know. For me, sometimes it's not the best. I did a full remodel on the first house I was ever buying, so we gutted everything in the kitchen and all in the main floor, and just picking out all that stuff, it started fun at first, but then it got to be a little overwhelming. It wasn't as much fun for me, so I don't know if I'd want to do that again. I would like to just find a package and probably go with that. But it is a pro for a lot of people, is you get to pick out a lot of the finishes. You get to pick out your appliances, your light fixtures, what kind of stone is going to go around the fireplace. You get to do all those fun things and just make the house really yours. You can personalize it, customize it more to your taste, so you get to select all those things. So that's a huge pro in buying a new construction. The next con we're going to talk about buying a new construction home in Greensboro is you're constantly living new. You're living in a new area or development. There's a lot of construction, so we'll just call this con living new. The neighborhood is not developed yet. The landscape is going to be less mature. You'll have small trees and not a lot of growth and development in the bushes and just all those things like that as far as landscaping goes. You're also going to have a lot of people come in and out all the time while the neighborhood is getting developed. A lot of construction equipment going in and out. The dust, dirt, debris that goes along with that. And I know some people that after they bought a new house, they didn't realize about all those things that were going to be going on. And it really kind of got on their nerves. The cement trucks coming in every morning at 7 and the noise because they're building the houses across and down the street. That's something to consider if you're thinking about buying a new construction home, because you're going to be living new in an environment like that for a little while, as long as the neighborhood is being developed. The next pro to buying a new construction home is the areas and the amenities that are in the neighborhoods. They're going to be in really highly derived areas that has a good location to get into town or really popular school zones, or they're in areas that are kind of up and coming, or some even just on the outskirts of different areas. But that new construction makes those areas highly desirable, which brings more money, more people, and more things to do in the areas where the new construction is being developed. The other thing about buying new construction is the amenities. A lot of these neighborhoods are being designed with a lot of great amenities. You have something all the way on one end, like, you know, in Brookberry Farms, where you have a beautiful clubhouse, tennis courts, pools, places for the community to come together. You have some with amenities like that, and some scaled down a little bit, but they always usually have some type of amenities in the neighborhood. You know, like a clubhouse area, neighborhood pools, or picnic shelters that you can reserve for parties. They're designed with a lot of green space or playgrounds for the kids. Just a lot more thought going into these newer construction communities versus a lot of the older construction homes where they're not going to have quite as many amenities. The last con, and probably one of the big ones about buying new construction, is the added expenses can really add up. In all the years I've been doing this, I haven't seen where someone sees a new construction house advertised at $400,000 and that's what they get and that's what they close on. There's always going to be things you're going to add on. There are going to be things you're going to change. There's going to be things that you want to upgrade, and I can just tell you that those expenses really tend to add up. Some of the common ones are light fixtures, kitchen upgrades, or if you don't want that insert shower, you may want a nice tile shower in there. So you're going to upgrade that. You want to add a little bit more landscaping, all those different things like that. You can start with a $400,000 house and you're making changes. You know, it's so fun and easy when you're in there shopping and picking out all the things on the list. All of a sudden now you're at $450,000 and you're like, wait a minute, what did I do here? The moral of the story is to look a little bit less, or don't look at the max of your budget, because there's always going to be add-ons and things you want to change that is going to make the cost a little bit higher than what you're anticipating. But just be careful, because those add-ons, they can really make the cost of the new house go up. I even seen before where some people really want to over improve the house that's in their budget, but they over improve by $100,000. There's always going to be things you want to add on. There's always going to be things you want to change. There's going to be things you want to upgrade. And I can just tell you that those expenses really tend to add up. You make the cost a little bit higher than you're anticipating. And I've even seen before where some people really want to over improve the house and it's in the budget, but they over improve for the neighborhood, and then the house doesn't appraise, and then we're in trouble with having to cover an appraisal gap on a new construction, which is rare, but it does happen. So these are things can really add up. So just be a little bit cautious. It's important when you have an agent with you to talk you through some of these things and just kind of not necessarily rein you in, but just how to prioritize some of these over some of the other choices. Just make sure you're making the right ones, or to help you decide what the right ones are. If you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate here, I'd love to help you out with that. If you're looking at buying a new construction home, give me a call. You can call or text me at 336-266-8976, or email me at nicholas.newcomer@exprealty.com at any time. I hope you have seen some value in this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.